tonight, aldermen voted 4-2 to repeal masking and social distancing requirements here in Branson and sort of spray it on the paneling here. You can also do it on the handle a little bit. And the whole point of this is to kind of loosen up the handle. Water's been going off the shelf pretty much all day, endlessly, so much so that they have carts filled with them to restock them throughout the day. A lot of these farm roads and back roads out here still have stretches of potholes like these. This house is now totally flattened after that explosion, and debris now scattered from yard to yard. I spoke with the sheriff just a little bit ago, and he says he and his staff are just absolutely torn apart by these deaths. Maria and Paul, this tragedy has struck the hearts of many in the Ozarks and across the state. People who were holding out that the three would be returned home safely and sound. Many are still distraught by this incident, including law enforcement and families who saw their own children in Mason and Caden.
I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old little boys, and I just feel for their family.
Tonight, an ordinary wooden shed now poses as a solemn memorial. Flowers lie around it, remembering the lives lost.
You never think it's gonna happen around where you live, and it does.
And for some, like Rebecca Davis, Mason and Caden brought along thoughts of their own children.
I automatically thought if it were them, or my fiance with them. And from the sounds of it, he was a good man and a good dad.
When Peak vanished last week, his family said they were sure he would never harm his sons. The outcome has also left its mark with those who worked so hard to find them.
I didn't sleep last night, and I would imagine, everybody, including the individuals that discovered the deceased, probably didn't sleep either. And it goes home with you at the end of the day. And my staff suffers just like anybody's staff would.
Peak left his home in Pleasant Hope with his sons on Thursday, later spotted in a stranded car by a state trooper, telling the troopers he didn't need any help. Then a Benton County deputy spotting them walking off 65, suddenly disappearing when she turned around. It was Friday Peak's family reported him missing. Authorities across Missouri were told to be on the watch for them. Daryl Peak had a history of depression and suicidal thoughts. What can we sort of learn from this situation?
Society lets these people down. We do not have the proper mechanisms in place to deal with mental illness anymore. And at the state level, I think there needs to be more help for mental illness.
Others feel the same concern.
I think we need to talk about mental health more.
And while these flowers continue to sit along this somber spot, others hope the message behind them lets family know many truly are thinking of them.
I just hope that it helps the family in some way. I just hope that the family heals. I know it'll take a while, but our hearts are with them for sure.
It's been an absolutely emotionally draining time for several people in the community. Many of you have been asking why, in particular, an Amber Alert wasn't issued in this case. That's something we've been looking into. We've reached out to Missouri State Highway Patrol to learn more about this. We'll have that story tomorrow for you at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Live in Warsaw, I'm Michael Van Schoik. It was 16 hours after Daryl Peak left his home that authorities were notified to be on the lookout for them, but that was not an Amber Alert. Now, Peak and his sons were found in Warsaw in what the sheriff there believes to be a murder-suicide.
Any and every lead that comes in, we're following. We're exhausting this investigation in every way we know how.
The Greene County Sheriff's Office says it asked several times for an Amber Alert to be issued. While no one with the Missouri State Highway Patrol would do an on-camera interview, the agency issued this statement saying the disappearance did not meet the requirements for the activation of an Amber Alert. Requirements for issuing an Amber Alert include timely requests. As more time goes by, the usefulness of an alert diminishes, and parental disputes don't apply unless there's a concern that a child could be harmed. Peak had a history of depression and suicidal thoughts. A lot of people are concerned, why doesn't that merit an Amber Alert?
But my understanding is the family, either the wife or a family member, went on the air and said that he would never hurt his children. So my mindset is the family didn't think that he would ever do something like that. Therefore, it doesn't meet the criteria of an Amber Alert.
And if authorities did fear he would cause harm, would that, I guess, then change things?
Yes, yeah, I believe it would have. And again, I can't speak for for their people, but if you meet all the criteria of the Amber Alert, there's no reason they couldn't do one.
The Greene County Sheriff's Office previously told us after their attempts,
we would definitely like for this issue to meet the criteria for an Amber Alert. But at the same time, we realize that criteria is in place for a reason.
After this case, Sheriff Knox says many have asked him if the Amber Alert system should be changed.
My statement to that would be no. The Amber Alert is set up with criteria that's fairly stringent to keep that very serious.
Knox fears a change could lead to people ignoring alerts.
It's something we see day in and day out, people fighting, take off with the kids. It happens all the time. So I think everybody did exactly what they could do with the information they had.
Sheriff Eric Knox says he believes this case does draw attention to the need for more mental health outreach at the statewide level. Live in Springfield, I'm Michael Van Schoik.
I think losing your son at any age is extremely hard, but losing your son at only 12 years old is just unimaginable.
The days still go by, but the memory of the competitive outdoorsman Landon used to be still lives on.
It didn't matter if you were a grandma or a newborn baby, everybody liked him.
It was a horrible accident the Snyders never imagined. Two friends doing what they do best, enjoying the outdoors, suddenly ending tragically.
Mason called his mom on speakerphone and said, "Mom, my friend's not breathing." And what do I do?
Landon was killed when the UTV he was in overturned on a farm road last Thursday, and the days since have been some of the hardest to push through for the Snyders.
I don't want to spend a day not thinking about Landon. I don't want to wake up and picture this house without him in it.
His familiar smile, now surrounded by flowers and other solemn tributes graciously given by people all across Aurora.
And that's what gets us by. So every person we see that greets us or brings us something or says something, I see him in all of them.
The love and support from all of Aurora has made the Snyders' home feel a little less empty and helped keep a memory in their hearts.
I love it. Makes me feel closer to him. I like seeing it. You know, a baby handprint in the baby book is one thing, but Landon's hand will never get any bigger than this.
The greatest memory, the chance to still see their son's closest friend.
Like he was like a brother to me, because I never had one.
And a son to them. And while no day, birthday, or holiday will pass without thinking of Landon, the Snyders know just because he's gone doesn't mean his spirit is.
I try to let you know with signs I never went away. I hear when you're laughing, and I watch as you sleep. I even place my arms around you to calm you when you weep.
From Aurora tonight, I'm Michael Van Schoik.